Hey again. So today I am reviewing The Tomorrow War. And I've actually really been waiting to see this movie for a while, ever since I saw the first very spoilerly teaser trailer, which I don't get why movies do that today. They just spoil every single aspect of a movie in all of its trailers. And I mean, why can't more movie trailers be like a Christopher Nolan movie? Seriously, the guy doesn't give you anything in the trailers, and it's just... I should probably get into it now, shouldn't I? Okay, so The Tomorrow War. Do yourself a favor, if you haven't heard of this movie, don't watch any of the trailers. They spoil, like, everything for you. Alright? I mean, and I'm not talking about, like, images, like the dialogue. They just spoil everything for you. So, do yourself a favor, don't watch it. Rough synopsis. It involves time travel, it involves war, and it involves Chris Pratt. If those three things sound pretty good to you, then you're good to go. Overall, I did enjoy this movie. I like time travel, even though most time travel movies have way too many plot holes. This is no exception. There are plenty of plot holes in this film. And, I mean, if you've seen an alien invasion type movie before, then you know what you're going to get with this film. This doesn't really break any new ground. It just happened to combine these elements in a way that people haven't really done before, so that's cool. And I could be really mistaken about this, but I vaguely remember like reading about this concept over 5 years ago. At one point, I think Tom Cruise was attached to this. At one point, I think Brad Pitt. At another point, I think Leonardo DiCaprio was attached. So, I mean, this was like a story that I was hearing go around, and finally it landed on Chris Pratt, who, for the most part, does an okay job in this. I'm glad we're starting to see him in more non-MCU films. So, I like that. I want to see him in more non-Star Wars roles. And admittedly, there was a couple of, like, surprises or twists they tried doing in the movie that you kind of saw coming. I mean, if you were surprised by them, then okay. I mean, hey, you gotta enjoy the surprise. But I saw it coming, and it's just like, oh, yeah, this actually be a pretty good... They're going to do that, aren't they? Okay, yeah, no, I mean, I thought that'd be a pretty good idea. It's just, it's kind of on the nose, and yep, they did. They did that surprise. Admittedly, in terms of any problems I had with the movie, I would say that some issues were with the plot, the story. Case in point, like, they are having, like, a certain army put together, but, like, they don't really get any training. They're put together in civilian clothes. They're not really a resistance, and so it's kind of odd. Why would all these people be wearing civilian clothing and not really be shown what the enemy looks like? And why are they going at it this way? It kind of seems to me like, hey, we should probably go at this a little bit more professionally since we have a working military. You know, let's kind of go that route. But, no, so little things like that. Also, another thing is they kind of really gloss over the time travel aspect in this movie. I get it, they can't actually explain how to do it because, you know, we don't have a working method of time travel, but still, they could have had some fun with it and tried to explain certain aspects of the time travel, but really, it was just like, hey, we got time travel. We'll explain it for roughly, like, 5 seconds, and then for the rest of the movie, just don't ask about it, okay? I do have questions, though. Like a lot. We will tell you that we will answer your questions, but you know we're not going to, right? Yeah, I just thought it'd be worth a try, you know. Okay, what am I shooting? Great, I'm glad we're on the same page. And so just, I could have used a little bit more explanation in terms of the how time travel works in this film. Instead of just like, oh yeah, it's that over there. Okay, let's move on. Um, the time travel aspect was not the central focus of the film. It really was just kind of like a tool, a side part, than the actual focus of the film. So that you might see as a good thing, maybe not. Who knows? One thing I did like was the creature design. I feel that some movies, whenever they have a heavy emphasis on like a creature threat, the movie can be made or broken with how the creature design is. Case in point, Alien. Amazing creature design. Another point, Leviathan. Great story. Personally, I didn't like the creature design in that movie, so ultimately I wasn't nuts about that movie. So, I'm a big stickler for creature designs. If the creature looks great or it has a cool design with it, then I'll like it. And Tomorrow, I really enjoyed the creature design. So, points there for that. But going back to my initial issue, there were things that just like they glossed over or didn't really cover. Like case in point, why was all of these troops sent with like civilian clothing and like little to no training and like other things, like so they at one point they get like a solution to like fix everything and everything's just saying a chaos and they go to someone who can help them. It's like, hey, look, we need to go here to like do this, that's, and this, and the guy's like, look, just everything's in chaos and no one trusts each other and I just can't help you. It's like, yeah, but this could fix that solution. And the guy just doesn't do it. And it's just like, okay, a lot of this would have been different if they had just had some logic behind some of the writing. And keep in mind, this doesn't ruin the movie for me. It just prevents it from being, like, just amazing. And so, the action set pieces are pretty cool. The CGI is okay. I've seen better CGI, but I've seen worse CGI as well. It's decent for an Amazon Prime movie. And so, ultimately, what can I say? My favorite aspect of this entire movie is the fact that when the movie's credits roll, there is literally no need for a sequel. Now, keep in mind, every film project today has sequels. Plans for sequels, ideas for sequels. The writer says, I have an idea for a sequel. Even me, I am a creative writer, and every time I start writing something, my producer goes, you suffer from sequelitis. And he's absolutely right. Anytime I start writing an original story, I immediately, as I'm writing it, come up with a sequel in my head. And another sequel after that, and turn it into this huge franchise in my head. It's part of the reason why I'm mentally insane. But this movie had the balls to completely finish the story by the time the credits roll. Literally, when the credits roll, there is absolutely nothing unanswered, nothing left open. Nothing unresolved. It is a complete story from beginning to end. Like, once the ending plays out, that's it. There's no loose ends. Nothing left hanging. And it was a breath of fresh air, actually. So many movies now, as good as they can be, there's always the tease of a sequel. Always the promise of a sequel. Always the confirmation of a sequel. And so, when you get a movie like this, where it's just like, when it's over, it's like, that was it. Like, no, that was just a one-shot. We had no plans for a sequel. Just like, that's it. It's like, really? No sequel at all. No idea of a sequel. It's like, yeah. Now, Grant, if this makes a shit ton of money, they will probably do a sequel. But I really don't see how they can, because the story was pretty much complete by the time it was over. So that was my favorite aspect of the movie, and so, what do I gotta say? I think this is worth watching. If you like Star-Lord or Chris Pratt, You like a good sci-fi, you like some time travel, you like a lot of gunplay and explosions, you're going to absolutely love this movie. Okay? The acting's weak in some places, pretty decent in others, and so I was happy that it was for the most part decent than weak. And I mean, I had a lot of fun with this movie. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Is it worth watching? Yeah, I would say yes. It is worth watching. If you don't like time travel, explosions, science fiction, and action, then obviously you're not going to enjoy this film. But if you like all that, then absolutely give this a try. Alright? It may not be the best movie I've seen all year. But it's pretty good. I would say it's probably in the top 20 I've seen all year. So, anyway, that's my review of The Tomorrow War. Hope you guys enjoy it. Be sure to mention what you think down in the comments below. My name's Chris with 11th Hour Reviews, and that is all.